Welcome to Lockdown 88. I'm your host, Dante. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that follow button, and bless the Cashapp. We're going to talk about what happened in 2022, 2016, when I was locked up. There was this black guy that came in, young black guy. He had to been maybe 20 years old or 21 years old, 20 or 21 years old. He was doing 5 years for, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe he was in there for armed robbery. He pleaded out. They gave him 5 years, so he'll be out when he's 25. Cool. So he get in there. He don't look timid, but you could tell he never been locked up. You could tell he probably never been in no type of trouble at all. So, I see him, and I see this one guy that's eyeballing him. Now, there was this guy that we called Big Red. Big Red was a pimp. Big Red was facing 30 years in prison. Big Red already been doing 10 years, okay? Big Red didn't leave pimping on the streets. He brought that in the prison. So I want y'all to follow me. Big Red reputation. Now, he wasn't no booty bandit or booty warrior. He was a pimp. And Big Red would cuddle up to younger inmates, use his pimp terminology, however he do it, and they end up being one of his girls, one of his punks, if that make any sense. And Big Red had about 5 or 6 of them at all times. So he brought pimping into prison, and he would turn out straight young men. Now, I used to think that maybe these guys that he was turning out already had that inside of them. Because it's like, if you were straight up, well, I would say if you were straight male, there's no way. But then again, Big Red was manipulating them like a young girl. So I guess it really wasn't no difference to him, between a young impressionable girl and a young impressionable young guy. So that's how he was programming, turning out young boys, black and white. He didn't discriminate. Red was about 6'2", 200 and maybe 5 pounds. But he wasn't no jacked up swole guy like me. He was like average built, but he didn't work out. The way he programmed is the way he programmed. Everybody that get locked up don't be hitting the weights. Everybody get locked up don't always get jacked up. All right? So, But anyway, let's get back to the story. Hit that like button. So, we gonna call this dude that came in the pod Charles. Okay? So Charles come in the pod. I see him. Everybody see him. We sizing him up. Big Red, he sees him also. Big Red beeline straight to him. Big Red like, yo, where you from? And just checking him out. Just talking to him. I'm like, oh, here go Red again. There you go again. Red still on the same old thing. He just don't stop. So his little flock is up there on the second tier. It's about 4 or 5 of them. And they just looking down like, just looking down at him, talk to him. So Red is talking to him. I don't know exactly what Red is saying to him, but the dude got to laughing. And I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. So at this time, Red showed him to his cell. Now you would think that the guards, like when they put Charles in there, they didn't tell him where his cell was at. They didn't tell him nothing. They just gave him his I call it a what is that? It's like a book bag, a laundry bag, right? Yeah, a laundry bag. So they gave him his laundry bag. He had his sheets in there, his towels in there, his state issue deodorant, state issue the nasty toothpaste that tastes disgusting. When you get locked up, y'all, I hope and pray nobody get locked up, but just in case if you get locked up, let me tell y'all something. When it's time for you to go to the store and get your commissary, do not, I repeat, do not stock up on food. Get you some Colgate, right? Colgate toothpaste, because that state issue stuff they give you, it don't work. Get you some real deodorant. Get you some real deodorant and get up under them arms. Take a shower. All that booty bandits gonna be looking at you and prisoner predators, that's not really going on right now at all, okay? Most guys that's in there, they swing that way. So it's like, yeah, things still happen, but it's very rare. But go get in the shower, man. All right? Hit that like button, y'all. Let's get back to it. So the guards put Charles in there. Don't tell him nothing. So Red, like, come on, I'm going to take you to a cell. So he took him to some guy's cell. And I guess they was in there talking for like 5 minutes. Then Red left out. Over the course of maybe, I'm going to say, 2 weeks, Red was grooming him. How was he grooming him? Red was bringing him soups. Red was bringing him pops. Red was bringing him everything that he needed. He was giving him fresh white teas, all that, right? The guy, Charles, was like, I'm going to say this. I knew what Red was doing, which was grooming him, and it wasn't my place to say nothing. It wasn't my place to butt my business. I programmed the way I programmed. Red programmed the way he programmed. You don't get in another man's business, or it's going to be a problem. If you ain't willing to go all the way with somebody, especially when you know that you in the wrong, mind your business. And at that time, yo, I had 1 more year left of my sentence. I'm not about to get involved in another man's business where I could end up doing something to him that'll give me 2 to 10 to 15 to 20 more years when I only got 1 more year to go. Nah. Now, there was other guys, in my defense, that actually stepped to Charles and said, yo, he a pimp, and, you know, he turned out young guys up here, so, you know, watch him. I have seen that, so like I said, it ain't my business. So he was already warned. So he, I'm going to say, like I said, like, on the 2nd week, and maybe on the 3rd, I don't know. Maybe okay, I'm going to say it's 7 days in a week, so there's 14 days. On the 16th day, Charles ended up moving in a cell with Big Red. Now, I don't know exactly what happened in there. I didn't hear no fighting. I didn't hear no sexual noises or nothing like that. But he stayed in that cell with him. And Charles, in the morning time, didn't go to breakfast. The punks actually went in there with him when Big Red left out. So I'm like, man, what the heck is going on? But you mind your business. You ain't you don't go looking at people's cells, because that'll get you hurt too. But I see the punks all go in a cell with him when Big Red leave. And then the punks leave out, and then they all coming back and they bringing him food. So I'm like, this weird? What the heck going on? So I'm like, all right, whatever. This went on for at least 3 days, 3 to 4 days. And I know it seemed like I'm fishing, I'm looking, but y'all gotta understand the atmosphere. It's so much going on. That's why I remember this story vividly, and I can't fill in a lot of blanks because, number one, I wasn't directly in a situation. Number two, it wasn't my business. Number three, y'all better hit that like button. So, about 3 days of this going on, we end up on the yard. Now me, what I used to do, I used to run laps. I run laps all day on the yard. And sometimes I hit the weight pile. But my thing was running and walking the yard with a couple of my homeboys, you know. We be locked down all the time, so I just want to stretch my legs. I wasn't a basketball player at all, and I'm going to tell y'all why. I'm not even going to say I'm decent. I'm trash in basketball. I admit it. It is what it is. So I wasn't playing basketball, so my thing is I was just walking the yard with a couple of my homeboys. And I see all the punks out there. And I'm like, where's Red at? And the punks at this time, they was dressed a little different. So my homeboy pointed out, he was like, yo, D, look. I say, what's up? He said, look over there. So I look over there, I'm like, man, what is they doing? So it looked like, okay, so you got the 5 punks all right here, and they got like they got white stuff on. Like what we was wearing was like beige jumpsuits, but they had like white stuff and like white headbands and stuff. So I'm like, man, what is going on over there? So at this time, the whole yard looking over there. So then it's like some other guys that roll that way, that's a part of the LGBTQ community, the straight guys that like the punks, they over there too. And they all like lined up. So at this time, the whole yard is looking over there. We like, what the heck is going on? Man, why Big Red come out? Big Red come out in his best. Big Red is wearing some Timberland boots. His pants is all pressed. His shirt is A1. No wrinkles at all. He got his hat on. And he looking GQ on the yard. And then here comes Charles. Yo, for you haters out there that be hating on me, talk about, oh, he just be making stuff up. How would I know this? For all the ones that really been locked down, how would I know this? Charles came out with a mop rack that was dyed red and blue. Huh? He had a mop rack that was dyed, right? Red and blue. And he had the white bands on him. They was sitting up there having a wedding on the yard. They was having a wedding on the yard. You got the punks was the bridesmaids, and the guys that's the straight guys that swung that way was the bridesmaids and the grooms. And then they had the short white dude being the so-called pastor, and they actually got married on the yard. hit that like button. Because what's about to happen next, stay tuned. The next video that I drop, y'all do not want to miss it. It's finna be a real crazy twist to this story. Hey, don't miss it. Tomorrow, I will be dropping part 2 of this video. Y'all hit that like button and make sure y'all bless the Cash App. I'm out.